This is me crawling through the Viet Cong tunnel in South Vietnam. During the Vietnam War, soldiers used the tunnels of Chu Chi as both command center and shelter. Today, they are a tourist attraction and visitors can squeeze through this place. In this video, I will share my experience visiting this historic site.
So in this video, we check out the Chu Chi tunnels in Vietnam. I just came out, I made the full 100 meters. It's pretty extreme. Check this out.
Hello Internet and welcome back to the Traveling Kunz YouTube channel. I'm your host Ferdinand and I am still traveling in Vietnam, and I am really excited because in this video we check out probably the most famous tourist attraction in all of Vietnam. We're gonna go to the Chu Chi tunnels near Ho Chi Minh City. I'm just waiting for my tour guide to pick me up and then we hit the road.
The tunnel complex is enormous and you can only see a part today. From here, the Viet Cong soldiers planned and carried out the Tet Offensive in 1968. Of course, we will go inside the tunnels, but we'll also learn more about the daily life of the soldiers who lived here back in the day.
Of course, I have mixed feelings about this. On the one hand, I really like history. If you've seen my Kinmen Island videos, I have 5 videos just about old military tunnels on Kinmen. At the same time, because the Chu Chi tunnels in Vietnam are so famous, I think I expect a bit of a Disney World experience, a lot of touristy stuff, a lot of kitsch, and not so much actual history. But let's see what we find out.
It takes about an hour by bus to reach the tunnels, and I really like that our guide was already on board. During the ride, he explained the concept of tunnel warfare and the importance of these networks. Even the US deployed specially trained soldiers, so-called tunnel rats. They were not able to eliminate the threats from the tunnels.
Now a quick word about the history of the tunnels while I'm waiting here in the shade. The tunnels have been built originally in the 1940s during the First Indochina War, when Vietnam was fighting for independence and was fighting against France. But they later become really important in the Vietnam War, or also called the Second Indochina War. They were a major base during the Tet Offensive and played a crucial role in Vietnam beating the US and securing victory.
There are many things to see and there is only a small shop. The place feels absolutely legit for experiencing history. You will definitely get a sense of the intense conditions the soldiers faced in the tunnels and in the jungle surrounding them.
It was absolutely crazy. They dig this whole thing by hand, just with very basic tools. It's more than 20 meters deep on the deepest level, and it also has a very basic but important air ventilation system.
Some of the tunnel's air vents were disguised as termite mounds, while others were just slim entrances that were so easy to conceal. Thanks to my sausage-fueled German physique, I had a very hard time squeezing in, especially since the space inside the tunnel is also very limited.
Here you see some of the bombs that have been dropped. The tunnel's been heavily bombarded, and of course they always had to get deeper and deeper.
Some of the tunnels reach a depth of up to 15 meters, all dug by hand. In just a single day, the US deployed B-52 bombers that dropped 30 tons of explosives. And of course, they also sent troops into the area.
People lived in the tunnel for a long time. They actually were used as proper military bases. You have weapon storages, and you also have a lot of traps, because the Viet Cong soldiers tried to protect the places as the American tunnel rats tried to conquer them.
The US soldier had to squeeze through these tiny openings and of course had no idea what to expect. The Vietnamese soldiers used traps and other techniques to defend and conceal their positions. Of course, the Viet Cong also used the tunnel for guerrilla attacks.
Now online, some people complained about the lack of knowledge by the guides. They're mostly there to get some insta bangers and hold your camera. I cannot confirm that. I'm pretty happy with our guide. He knows a lot about history and gives us really good information.
For example, the guide showed us some special shoes that were used to hide the soldiers' footsteps. Overall, I think the site strikes the right balance between honoring the serious history of this place and providing a hands-on experience that leaves a lasting impression. And I also think it's a good idea to first take the guided tour through the area and then go through the small tunnels.
It's all fake news.
Be aware that a fair share of the tour is actually on ground. You're gonna watch the entrances and the traps on top of the tunnels as well. I say that because I'm here in the summer, it is super hot, so come prepared for over and underground tours.
Above ground, you can see a variety of traps that the Viet Cong soldiers used. Some traps were made to kill, but they weren't always lethal. They also could just seriously injure and weaken the attacker.
It actually makes sense that you spend most of the time on top of the tunnels because they are so tiny, most people would never fit.
There is also an American tank that was shot, and yes, this is a photo opportunity. Now, in case you really don't know, the US lost the Vietnam War after several years of intense fighting, and later you will see how intense the battle underground really was. And now we reach the shooting range.
So you maybe hear the gunshots. We are now at the shooting range. After a bit more than an hour, we are done with the tour. Now some people are buying their bullets and go absolutely nuts, as you maybe hear. I wish I could have a bit more time to go into the tunnels, but still a really cool tour. I've enjoyed it and I highly recommend that you come here.
It is extremely loud, but the birds here don't even flinch anymore. But after a few minutes of shooting, it was time to go through the tunnels. I'm not sure if you notice it, but I got stuck a couple of times and tried to change my position. I also took off my backpack. It is super tight, moist and hot inside the tunnel.
Just got out of the tunnel. It's pretty exhausting. I started with the gimbal in my hand, finished that one very quickly, but I went for the full length. I hope the footage is good. I can't check at the moment, I'm too sweaty. See for yourself right now.
It is pretty intense, but I made it through the full length of the tunnel, though there were some exits halfway. After completing the tunnel challenge, they provide you with some tea and a snack. Looking at the footage today, I think this looks a lot easier than it actually was. Trust me, I had a hard time going through the tunnel. While resting, I realized that the tunnels were actually a lot less touristy than I expected. Although they are heavily invested in building new infrastructure, I think this place has the potential to become an even bigger tourist attraction.
It has been a long day. I'm sweating as hell. The tour was really good. I clearly mentioned there is some downsides. It's a bit kitsch, and still I highly recommend it. The price is absolutely fine. You get good service, they pick us up. I'm actually not sure if it makes sense to try to do it by yourself. The tour guides are friendly and the buses are so cheap. So do the tour if you come to Ho Chi Minh City. I think this is a must-do on your Vietnam trip. It is time to end this video right now. I really hope that you liked it. Please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you didn't do so already. I'm going to be back with more Taiwan content soon because I'm going to go back home, and I really hope to see you again soon. Bye!
Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you soon.